Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ormuka here, and I'm back with another special video. Unfortunately, today might be the last episode of Wedding Planning Wednesday. I know, it's like, what? I know, but today might be the last episode. As you can see by the title below, we are going to be talking all things honeymoon. So let's stick around and see how this goes. If you guys do have more videos in mind that you want me to talk about concerning wedding planning, definitely let me know and I can create some more stuff. But as far as the list that I had on topics to talk about, I've covered pretty much everything, and I know that you guys are now pros and will plan this wedding, and it'll be amazing and it'll be great. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. But before we do so, do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Do not forget to turn on your post notifications and join the journey if you are new by subscribing down below. And also, if you're new, don't forget I have a whole playlist dedicated to planning your wedding. So let's get straight into this video.
Would you join the journey, Ormuka's journey?
I just want to start off by apologizing. I do not know where this sun came from. It's not even open, but for some reason it's extremely bright. It is gonna go down. Let's just get through it. Hopefully it makes the video look better, but if it makes it look ugly, I'm so sorry if that is distracting you. Anyways, let's talk honeymoon. When someone had asked for this topic, I kind of was a little bit, skeptical to do it because I do not have experience in in this field. But I didn't go on a honeymoon both times I got married. Yes, I'm salty, but life sometimes comes at you fast. Like you guys know, I relocated to a whole new state, and we've just been adjusting to our life changes. So it has been kind of difficult for us to squeeze that in. Hopefully, by God's grace, we do figure a way to do that before we get to our 1-year anniversary. So y'all pray for us. But anyways, let's talk about honeymoons. Things you need to consider, things you need to definitely plan for, and how you can make sure it happens for you. All right, so I do believe that this video will definitely be a bit short because, like I said, I do not have a lot of experience with talking about the honeymoon. But one thing I will tell you, it is very important. After planning a whole wedding, after everyone just being in your business and being in your face and coming out to celebrate you, you need to take that time to just step back, relax, and actually spend time, in a nice, beautiful, romantic setting with the person you just married. So if someone should ask me today, is it important to have a honeymoon? Hell yeah. It is so important to have a honeymoon. I would definitely encourage anyone to have a honeymoon because it just gives you guys your time to just enjoy yourself and be in love and just, all of that. Things to consider when planning your honeymoon. A honeymoon does not just fall out of the sky. You need to plan your honeymoon. You need to be very, very strict with yourself and disciplined when it comes to planning the honeymoon, especially if you really, really want to have it. Today I decided to wear green and a nice red lipstick and do like beach waves. I kind of feel like I'm giving honeymoon vibes. This is like a nice slip dress. It's giving holiday. Anyways, like I said, you need to be very disciplined. You need to be strict with what you're planning. I understand you have this whole big wedding you're planning and now you're about to plan the honeymoon, but let me tell you, it is possible. It is very possible. So what you need to do is also set a budget for your honeymoon. How much money do you want to spend on your honeymoon? The average budget for a honeymoon, from my research, it is $5,000. $5,000 to either travel out of country. You could either do a domestic honeymoon or you can do an international honeymoon. Most people say that international honeymoons are actually a bit cheaper than a domestic honeymoon if you live in America. I believe it because America is expensive. The only thing that you might save on is the flight ticket, because if it's somewhere close to you, you won't have to spend that much, or you could just take a road trip. But if you're going international with the currency difference, you might be able to have a better honeymoon, a more exotic honeymoon, and it will be cheaper. But definitely keep in mind that you need to set a budget, you need to stick with your budget, and you need to know that it is going to cost money. Like I said, the average honeymoon costs about $5,000, and that includes like flights for 2 people, 2 adults, hotel, that's accommodation, and some activities and food you're gonna eat. So that's pretty doable if you ask me. Some people definitely like to spend a lot more, you know, from $5,000 all the way up to $15,000, $20,000. It is your preference. If it is money you have, definitely spend it on love. I approve that message. Next thing you need to consider is your destination. Where are you going? Are you staying domestic? Are you going international? Is it within your budget to do so? If you think that you just want to have a honeymoon, but you know, like you're tight, you know, you just spent so much money on the wedding, then probably a good thing to consider is either picking a destination that is not too expensive and it's not like a really prime season, like when everyone is going and they shoot the tickets a little bit higher and tourism is a bit more expensive. If you travel when it's popular, it adds up because everyone is going and that's the prime time for them, so they raise their prices. I know. Another thing you can consider that could save some money for your honeymoon: pay with points. If you are a frequent flyer, you probably have points. I am not a frequent flyer, so I do not have points. However, now that I live in Missouri, I will probably be a frequent flyer because I do go home quite often to see my family and my friends, so that could, you know, give me some points to be able to travel more. So that's another thing you can consider when booking your honeymoon. We are still in this pandemic. It is so crazy that we are still in a pandemic. It is 2022. When is it gonna end? I know, but since we are still in a pandemic, you need to know that some countries are a bit more strict and some countries still have heavy restrictions. Some countries, I know they either have to be back in their houses at a certain time and all those things, so you have to consider that when you're thinking of where you're gonna go to. And you have to consider, like, if you are flying like all the way across the world and you need to have connecting flights, would you be able to come out of the airport? You know, would you have to take a COVID test? All those things is stuff you need to consider, especially when planning your honeymoon in the middle of a pandemic. Now that we've talked about all the, let's say, we've had the tough discussion, we've had the tough talk, we've talked about the intense things like money and budgets and, you know, all those things. We've spoken about that. Now let's talk about things to do when you go on your honeymoon. A honeymoon is not just to go and sit on the beach and just come back tan. I mean, if that's what you want, you know, it's for relaxation, do that. But do something fun with your now spouse. Do something fun, create activities, like look up things to do so that you guys can create memories. And that will really be something you always, you know, when you start having children, when life starts getting so busy, you always think back and be like, oh my gosh, remember our honeymoon? We did this. I've heard so many people talk about their honeymoon like it's the best time that they ever, like it was the best week of their life, best weekend of their life. And, you know, you can just imagine how happy that person was having their honeymoon, especially right after your wedding. So the last thing I wanted to discuss is it important to go for your honeymoon right after your wedding? No, it is not. I believe you have between 6 months to a year to have your honeymoon, but it is very nice to go right after your wedding because that's the time you need the most rest. That's the time you just want to escape and like enjoy all, you know, you just married the love of your life, you know, and now you guys are so in love and so happy. It's amazing to just escape everybody and go be in love in some beautiful island or on someone's beach or someone's yacht or something. It is amazing to do it right after the wedding. But like I mentioned, if the place you have, the destination you have in mind is not in season and you want to do some fun activities and you want to probably save money, it is definitely okay to go a few days later, a few months later, a few weeks later, whatever. but it is not necessary to go right after your wedding. You know, some people right after the wedding, they have other things they need to do. Like, you have your wedding, then you have to do Thanksgiving at your church, then you have to spend time with the family that flew in from other countries to be with you, all those things, you know. But if it is something that you can do and you want to do, I would definitely suggest doing it after your wedding. For me personally, when we were planning our honeymoon, okay, so Friday was our traditional wedding, Saturday was our white wedding, Sunday was Thanksgiving, then Thursday, like I mentioned before, was our rehearsals and all that stuff and fun night and all that. So I was ready to pick my bag up, pack my things, and leave Sunday night, but it wasn't planned too well, so that didn't happen. But if I had my way, that is exactly what I would have did. So, you know, just escape everybody and take 1 week to just sleep and honeymoon and just enjoy my spouse's company. But like I said, if you have people coming from overseas to come see you, to come celebrate you, it might not be as easy to just pick up and leave when they came all the way from a different country to be with you, and now you're leaving right and they're still here, you know. So that was our situation. You know, I had in-laws and I had family members and people flying from other countries to be there, so it didn't make sense for us to just leave while they were still here. And like I said, COVID was still very much a thing. It is still very much a thing, and it was harder to travel that time. You had to either do the COVID test, and that's when the vaccine had just came out, and all those things. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. That's all I have on honeymoon talk. If you guys have anything else to add about honeymoon, about the significance of a honeymoon, the importance of a honeymoon, why people should do a honeymoon, how people should do their honeymoon, specifically to plan a honeymoon, how to budget for a honeymoon, let me know in the comments down below. Let us discuss. I'm always open. I need the information. I need that help too, so let me know in the comments down below. Like I always say, please join the journey by subscribing down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, and please come back and join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday, or should I say Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday for new videos. Even though this is the end of this fabulous Wedding Planning Wednesday series, I will still be posting on Wednesdays, but I have a new series in mind for you guys. It is titled After the Aisle, where I'm going to be discussing with you some of the things that, you know, people struggle with after you've spent months, years even, like in my case, weeks, however long you spent to plan your wedding. You've given your whole life to planning your wedding and, you know, just planning a wedding, and now you've had the wedding, and now what is life going to be like after the aisle? So if you're interested, please stay tuned for that series. That's what's going to take the spot of Wedding Planning Wednesdays on Wednesdays now. So I will still be here for you guys every Wednesday, but we'll be talking about life after the aisle. How cute is that name, you know? But yeah, thank you guys so much for just being with me. You know, it's sometimes really weird to just talk in front of a camera, but whenever I come on here, I always remember all the people that commented and asked for specific things that they wanted to see, and I enjoy filming this for you guys, and I enjoy having a reason to do my hair, my makeup, and wear some cute clothes instead of wearing a t-shirt and shorts all day. So thanks. You guys are helping making my life better. I'm so serious. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me. Please come back again, and all the best with your wedding. And like I said, this is not the end. If you guys do want me to talk about anything specific, I will definitely come back and start talking about wedding stuff. But all the best with planning your wedding, all the best with having your wedding, and let's start talking about life after your wedding. Love you guys so much. It's your girl Ormuka here. Stay blessed and not stressed, and I am out.
Would you join the journey, Ormuka's journey?